Exodus chapter 34, Holman Christian Standard Bible. The Lord said to Moses, "Cut the 2 stone tablets like the first ones, and I will write down them the words that were on the first tablets, which you broke. Be prepared by morning. Come up Mount Sinai in the morning and stand before me on the mountaintop. No one may go up with you. In fact, no one must be seen anywhere on the mountain. Even the flocks and the herds are not to graze in front of that mountain." Moses cut 2 stone tablets like the first ones. He got up early in the morning, and taking the 2 stone tablets in his hand, he climbed Mount Sinai just as the Lord had commanded him. The Lord came down in the cloud, stood with him there, and proclaimed his name Yahweh. Then the Lord passed in front of him and proclaimed, "Yahweh, Yahweh is a compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger and rich in faithful love and truth, maintaining faithful love to 1,000 generations, forgiving wrongdoing, rebellion, and sin. But he will not leave the guilty unpunished, bringing the consequences of the father's wrongdoing on the children and grandchildren to the third and fourth generation." Moses immediately bowed down to the ground and worshipped. Then he said, "My Lord, if I have indeed found favor in your sight, my Lord, please go with us, even though this is a stiff-necked people. Forgive our wrongdoing and sin, and accept us as your own possession." And the Lord responded, "Look, I am making a covenant. I will perform wonders in the presence of all your people that have never been done in all the earth or in any nation. All the people you live among will see the Lord's work, for I am doing what is awe-inspiring. Observe what I command you today. I'm going to drive out before you the Amorites, Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. Be careful not to make a treaty with the inhabitants of the land that you are going to enter, otherwise they will become a snare among you. Instead, you must tear down their altars, smash their sacred pillars, and chop down their Asherah poles. You are never to bow down to another god, because Yahweh, being a jealous God by nature, is a jealous God. Do not make a treaty with the inhabitants of the land, or else they will prostitute themselves with their gods and sacrifice to their gods, and they will invite you, and you will eat their sacrifices. And you will take some of their daughters as brides for your sons. Their daughters will prostitute themselves with their gods and cause your sons to prostitute themselves with their gods. Do not make cast images of gods for yourselves. Observe the festival of unleavened bread. You are to eat unleavened bread for 7 days at the appointed time in the month of Abib, as I commanded you. For you came out of Egypt in the month of Abib. The firstborn male from every womb belongs to me, including all your male livestock, all the firstborn of your sheep or cattle. You must redeem the firstborn of a donkey with a sheep, but if you do not redeem it, break its neck. You must redeem all the firstborn of your sons. No one is to appear before me empty-handed. You are to labor 6 days, but you must rest on the 7th day. You must even rest during the plowing and harvesting times. Observe the festival of weeks with the first fruits of the wheat harvest, and the festival of ingathering at the turn of the agricultural year. 3 times a year, all your males are to appear before the Lord God, the God of Israel. For I will drive our nations before you and enlarge your territory. No one will covet your land when you go up 3 times a year to appear before the Lord your God. Do not present the blood for my sacrifice with anything leavened. The sacrifice of the Passover festival must not remain till morning. Bring the best first fruits of your land to the house of the Lord your God. You must not boil a young goat in its mother's milk. The Lord also said to Moses, "Write down these words, for I have made a covenant with you and with Israel based on these words." Moses was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He did not eat bread or drink water. He wrote the 10 Commandments, the words of the covenant, on the tablets. As Moses descended from Mount Sinai with the 2 tablets of the testimony in his hand as he descended the mountain, he did not realize that the skin on his face shone as a result of his speaking with the Lord. When Aaron and all the Israelites saw Moses, the skin of his face shone. They were afraid to come near him. But Moses called out to them, so Aaron and all the leaders of the community returned to him, and Moses spoke to them. Afterward, all the Israelites came near, and he commanded them to do everything the Lord had told him on Mount Sinai. When Moses had finished speaking with him, he put a veil on his face. But whenever Moses went out before the Lord to speak with him, he would remove the veil until he came out. After he came out, he would tell the Israelites what had been commanded, and the Israelites would see that Moses' face was radiant. Then Moses would put the veil on over his face again until he went to speak with the Lord.